What's going on? Dylan Conrad, Metabolic Mama Secrets. Today I'm going to talk to you about moderation, why it's bullshit. Before I get into that, if you're watching this on YouTube, I apologize for this harsh yellow lighting. It's very early in the morning. But B, please like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you're listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, please follow, turn notification on. All helps the algorithm. I found out that I have like 2 people listening to this on Spotify, so shout out to you guys. I'm just kidding. Hopefully I have more. Well, I can see the stats. Actually, there is more, which is exciting. But today I want to talk to you about moderation, why it's bullshit. And I got into this conversation with this woman yesterday, and she was like, yeah, whenever I eat chocolate, I go up in weight the next day, or whenever I have something that I shouldn't. And I was thinking in my head, sometimes you are going to have an inflammatory response, and that is going to be water. It's not actually body fat. But I asked, I said, well, is it possible that you don't have the knowledge and the skills to actually execute on moderation? Maybe you just don't know how to really do it and see progress. She's like, yeah, that's a possibility. And I was thinking in my head, unless you were brought up in Japan, which by the way has the lowest obesity rate, I think they're at 2% or something crazy. Unless you're in Japan, France, or Italy, which are the 3 countries off the top of my head that I can think about that your environment, and Spain too, your environment is moderation. That's what you grow up in. And being in the US, UK, Australia, most other places in the world, we are a gluttonous society. I mean, I hate to say it, but everything, you go to Costco or McDonald's, everything is massive, right? And so that is not very conducive to moderation, just environmentally, right? And so, what's the other word? Not environmental, but nature versus nurture. So just naturally how we are created as humans, some people with that in mind with that environment, if you have that physiology that is going to make you more hungry, or it's going to make you your stomach not as small as it could be, so it takes a lot more food to get you full. If your satiety signals are very very low, then you're gonna be I can't even talk. It's 6 a.m. Sorry, guys. You're predisposed to gaining more weight and eating more food, right? So unfortunately for the rest of society who did not grow up in a society of moderation, it's something that we need to learn. It is a skill and a set of knowledge that we need to obtain, right? And I'm not a big fan of just being oh yeah, eat in moderation. You can have that piece of chocolate. I don't know what you had the rest of the day. I have no idea. And I'm reading a book called Thinking Fast and Slow. It was written by the Nobel Peace Prize winning economics professor, I think he's at UPenn, Daniel Kahneman. But he wrote a really good book about statistics and probability. And basically, you can't just skate by on even expert opinion or just what, just feel. It has to have data to it, right? If there's an algorithm, even better, that can predict, we have an algorithm that actually predicts how to get through plateaus and what changes to make based on your progress and what your macros are and types of food you're eating and all that stuff. If you can have data, that is going to be an objective measurement, and you can hold that variable very constant, you are going to be able to predict the outcome. I know I always talk about that. If you can control the variables, you can control the outcome, which is extremely true, and that is just science, it's research, that's basically everything, right? My point is a lot of people just kind of guess, oh, I think I'm moderate. Well, how do you know? What did you have the rest of the day? What is moderation? What are you basing that? What objective number is that? 30% of your food coming from nutrient devoid sources? Is that half of it? Is it 10%? Is it how are you making that up? And then how are you objectifying that with actual hard data? So that's number one, is get the hard data for your moderation, whether you're following the 80-20 rule, 90-10, whatever it is, what your intake looks like. And that's how you kind of want to use your data, right? You want to get the surgically precise data which getting that is not going to be sustainable. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, you are not going to be able to put food on your food scale for the rest of your life. But the next step, after you have the objectivity, you get to your goal, whatever that is, you put the work in, you know, you are like the middle of your Rocky montage cutscene. After that, then you go to more of an intuitive approach where you're doing this second nature. Both have its own skill set and knowledge necessary to get there, but once you get this intuitive portion down for good, which is what we take all of our clients through. I just had a person finish yesterday on intuitive eating portion, and they're able to maintain their physique and eat whatever, you know, whatever they want pretty much in moderation. So really cool to see, and they don't have to like weigh their food or log it. They can do it intuitively, which is a fantastic skill to have. And the question I have for you is, are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to put in the effort necessary to get to that point? You know, and more than anything, like, are you willing, like, as a mom, to put yourself first finally, so you can actually like feel good about yourself, because your kids are feeling it, you know, your family's feeling it. If you're not the happiest version of you possible, everyone's gonna feel it, right, in some degree or other. So the question is, like, do you want to put yourself first so that everything else can be better? Or are you like not open to change? And look, like, if you're not open to changing, like, I'm not here to like, you know, bash you or like beat you up. That is totally fine. But I'm guessing if you're watching this or listening to this, you are not okay with status quo, and there's a reason that you want to get better. So find that motivation, because it's there. Just think about it, that you actually want to get to that end point, whether that's having more energy to play with your kids, being a better role model, feeling sexy, you know, like, you know, wanting to like be confident and comfortable in a bikini, or like getting naked around your spouse, like, you know, sex, or all that stuff. So figure out what it is that's really going to push you. Get that done. Objective, subjective, figure out the path, knowledge, skills, all that stuff. Dylan Conrad, Metabolic Mama Secrets, signing off. Hope you have a great rest of your day.